All right, hello, folks. So we have a slight conundrum wherein the instructions that are for this assignment used to be right and now they don't work. Um, so sometimes it happens. Things get updated, tools act slightly differently, and we have to adjust. So here's some new instructions for the tail of the hammer. So this is a hammer that's built exactly to the same specs. It's a 4x3 by 4 cube, whatever. It extrude, went up. The front of the hammer is done. You do not have to do that first. But let's say you're going to the back of the hammer. If you do what I said in class, this is what's going to happen. I set it to... I'm curious to know if this will... Nope, I have to be in world. Oh my goodness. There we go. I have to be in world view because I messed something up, so something's not symmetrical on here unless I consider the world instead of the object. But if you do, as instructed, and we select, this is where the claws are going to come out of. And I have it mirrored, and I say extrude. It does this. There's no way to keep these separate, at least not a good one that I can think of. I'll turn off symmetry for a second so I can like separate this. There's nothing doing, right? There's no seam in there. If I undo extrude, and I extrude again, if I say keep faces together and turn it off, and then separate it, you get all sorts of nonsense. The point is, it's not very friendly to anything. And I don't like having to do lots and lots of workarounds. I don't think we're not going to do that. So instead, I propose this as not even a workaround so much as just a solution. We need a way to keep these two faces apart while keeping the others all together on each side. This mirroring doesn't just work for selecting faces, it also works for insert edge loop. And I haven't tested this yet, so we're about to find out if my topology is correct on this. But I'm going to, I click and drag and I figure out where I want it to start. And I just want a small crease in between these claws. And so I do that. The part we're about to check is if they both go all the way around, which they do. So at least that much topology is correct. But what it means is that now when I go to select the faces in the back, I don't select this stuff. I only select these. And now, F on the keyboard so I can focus in on it, I extrude back, and now they're working as expected. Right? They're doing exactly what I expect. And then I can, I believe all my instructions on the claws kind of say something similar where it's like, make sure you kind of take it slow. And so on and so forth. All right. And the reason I call this a solution and not a workaround is because, frankly, this is kind of like what shouldn't happen a little bit anyways. I can even pull this in a little so that it's a little bit of a divot. That's not unheard of for something like this. Obviously, these aren't nearly long enough, and there's no beveling and all that, but that's not an unheard of crease in there. So yeah, we just have to add a little bit of edge loops. Is it annoying that they're going around the rest of it? Yeah, maybe. But we're not at the point where we have good tools to get rid of that. And frankly, this is not heavy geometry anyways. So keeping it nice and quad-ish is going to work fine. So I apologize for that little hiccup. Thank you to the person who brought it up to me so I could fix this and post it. And if you have any questions about that, please let me know. Oh, one last thing. Mine is on the x-axis for the mirror. Yours might not be. The person who sent me their file, theirs was actually in the opposite direction. This one right here, mirroring would be across the z-axis because it's facing the opposite way. So which one of these axes you use is going to change depending on which direction you pointed your hammer in.